Hope you're doing well. Apologize if I'm out of breath. I've been running around like crazy trying to get ready. Good morning. Let's see. Did I hit the button? Here we go. Sorry. Trying to get my live on Instagram as well. Good morning, everybody. All right. Now that I'm fully out of breath, just been running around this morning trying to get everything ready. And my hands are covered in soot from messing with bricks and stuff. So anyway, welcome. So yeah, this we're gonna try to count as we unload. Surprise, surprise, Aaron. Or at least we'll count boards before we put the boards up and count the ones in the yard, that kind of thing. So I don't know, we probably need to get a notebook if you want to go look for a notebook in my shop. So yeah, this just a heads up ahead of time. This is probably going to take about 2 hours. So if you come and go, that's fine, of course. So I'm live on Instagram and YouTube, and so of course you know that if you're on one or the other. But yeah, this will probably take about 2 hours. I'm guesstimating, and we're going to try to count, like I said, as we go, just to give an idea of how many pots are in this one. And because I have two cameras, I've got them in close proximity here, so we'll try to show all, not all the pots, we'll try to show some of the more unique ones that I think are worthy of putting on live here. And I've got Aaron and Andrew to help me unload today. So yeah, like I said, I'm out of breath. I've been extremely, worn out, halfway depressed for the last 2 days, but that's it's funny, not to get too deep in the weeds, but just to give you guys an idea. It's something weird about, I think it's wood firing, because I never have this feeling with a gas kiln or an electric kiln. I think it's the intense amount of work, the amount of time working up to it and while firing, and then just being totally worn out after firing. I usually spend like 2 days just kind of like sad and depressed, I guess because everything is like done and like, but you don't really know the result. And now we get to find out. Of course, I've peeked in and I knew yesterday like that everything looked pretty good, but I still went to bed last night like sad. So I don't know, it's weird. I feel pretty good this morning. So, but just to give you guys a heads up. So it probably doesn't happen to everybody. I'm sure there's somebody out there in pottery that feels similarly, even with an electric kiln or a gas kiln, but I think it has something to do with the amount of effort that goes into doing something of this size and the amount of pieces that it just totally wears you out. It's thrilling and I love it, but like the aftermath, I don't want to compare it to having a baby because I don't want to put myself on par with a woman who has a baby. That's just crazy. But that's the only thing I could relate it to yesterday was like, I feel like I've had a baby and now I'm going like through, depression afterwards. So it's probably just a small scale that's similar. So Kiln Blues, there you go. Ron, you get it, yes. You totally get it. So, but anyway, so today's not a day to feel sad. Today's a day to be excited and see what all is in here. So, but anyway, so yeah, no more waiting. We're gonna jump in, and yeah, my guesstimate is there's probably like 700 to 800 pieces in here. So that's a lot to be excited and potentially anxious about. So I'll show you a couple pieces that I pulled out yesterday through the stoke holds. So the first piece I pulled out yesterday was this Unomi that I had carved, and so that's I used diamond core tools to carve this. After I threw a bunch of these off of the hump, trimmed the bottom, and then carved the sides. That one was just raw on the outside with my white glaze on the inside. So this one was in the third stack. So it didn't get as much. I mean, it got the sheen from the salt, but it didn't get much as far as compared to this one, which you can see. I actually sprayed an ash glaze probably on the rim of this one, but you can also just see the raw clay down here on this one. got way more salt, and also kind of made the edges of the carving more highlighted. The wads are also, 2 of the 3 wads are still stuck to that one, so I got to grind that one off a bit. And that one had my blue, one of my blues on the inside. But like I said, so in the same kiln to have these 2 different kinds of results is pretty wild to me, and I love it being able to get the contrast of finish on pieces. So if I take this much time with everything we pull out, we're going to be here for 8 hours, so we'll try not to do that. So we do a combination of smaller pieces we put on boards and put inside the shop. We take bigger pieces and put them out in my yard, so if you see people going different ways, that's the reason we're doing that. I'll show you a couple more. Let's put those on. I have some ornaments in there. I'm getting a head start on some Christmas ornaments. So these are some snowflakes with like a light blue glaze on them. I have some votive holders that I made. So these were just thrown that way. I didn't trim these, but I threw them this way with that little like 2-inch opening. And I've got some votive candles on the way that are going to sit down in these. I also carved several of these. So I have some that I used the diamond core tools and carved these. And this one had the light blue glass in the bottom, and this one had a dark blue glass in the bottom. I also took some of these that I carved, that I put glaze down in the carving and then wiped the excess glaze off. So you'll see some of those as they come out as well. So, but these are going to be really cool. I think low profile, just votive holders. Would be really sweet. So yeah, what we can do is once we get a board full, count how many are on the board before I take it in.
Sure.
And write that down.
Yeah.
And then I guess maybe we'll try to keep a tally as we carry them out, or maybe count them after.
I think it would probably be better just to count them after.
Count them after, yeah.
Because it'll get confusing if we
Yes,
try
that's
to count them as
And I've also put a light inside
the
the kiln so you can kind of see in there as we're bringing them out, but we'll try to show you, like I said, not everything, but as they come out. So y'all try not to be shy, at least give them a little glimpse as you go to the board. Danielle's also here to help, so you'll probably see Danielle popping in and out. So anyway, alrighty. All right, here, we'll do this real quick before we start. I'll take inside one at a time and we'll show you inside. So there's the front stack. And you can kind of see the pots go all the way back. 3 independent stacks there. Combs in the front. All right. Now we got to readjust everybody. The challenge of dual streaming. All right, camera switch around. There's the front stack of pots. And then you can see going all the way back there. This is what I've been doing since yesterday. Since I got the door down, coming in, looking around. Good morning, Gene. All right, there we go. There, y'all got a sneak peek, and then we'll show you some as they come out. So, did you run out of shelves or posts? No, John, we didn't actually. I think I had about 15 shelves left over. Of course, I bought new shelves last year just to make sure I had enough, and I've never run out of posts. So, thankfully, yeah. So, and yeah, we'll probably not be able to get to chat a whole lot because unless I'm standing here when it comes through, everybody else is probably not going to take time to answer chat, but if they see it, they can. All right. What do we want to take out first?
All of it.
All of it. All right, yeah, you can just grab a couple things. All right, first pot out. This was a raw, I had no glaze on this. I just threw the basic form and then I took my white slip in my hand and just kind of like smeared it on. And so this was the front side that faced the heat and the salt. And I love how on the back side, the white slip I have flashes. And so you get that toasty brown color on the back side. Pretty neat how that happens throughout the kiln. and you get the variation of the amount of salt and effect from that. But the white slip always does that from one side to the other. You get this really cool effect from that white slip flashing. So things like that, wads are still stuck on the bottom. So everything in a wood kiln, and especially salt fired, you're gonna have wads on the bottom of everything. So some of those we have to grind off, some of them, most of them in the kiln will just pop off. So.
Oh, mom's on.
Here's a jar that was right up front, so you can see we also put wads in between the lid and the pot. I'll get a putty knife and we'll be able to, hey, yeah, Andrew, you can take that out in the yard because it'll be a little tricky. If you can put them upside down, it's cool, but otherwise. So this was my white glaze with blue ash sprayed on the edge. Of course, it ran a whole lot being right up front. So that would go out in the yard. Oh yeah, that was one I made for last fire and that didn't fit in. This was that combination of stoneware and porcelain that I swirled together. Kind of got blasted right up front, but. A lot of these right up front also have just some ash that got in the atmosphere after the firing. It all just brush off, but there's one with my red slip dots and my darker blue glaze that I use. Yeah. Where's that? Oh, there it is. I made some Edgefield recreations. This is a milk crock or a cream rising bowl. And so I made a few of these for a custom order, and then I made a couple extras to take to my show.
So I don't have enough hands.
Oh,
You said
yeah.
there'd be more pots, and I'm like, I don't have enough hands. Yeah,
Hey, Carter.
that's crazy.
Here's the cones in the front. So
Carter
this
says
is
hey.
a 11, 12, 13 in the top. I believe the 13 kind of melted funky.
Whoa.
And then that's the bottom.
Nice little piece of artwork. Somebody said people that are born with two hands usually have enough. Please ask your elves to show. Sorry, how do you get that to come back up?
Grab me a small
Oh,
piece of...
show us the pots before you put them away.
I know that.
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
show
yeah,
you.
yeah.
We can't show them everything.
We're working on it.
Mm.
We're working on it.
Sorry.
Is that an order?
No,
Oh, you
this
just
is
did a new,
extras that I
you did an
made.
extra one. It's usually the honey pot. Ooh, that's all right. You modeling Vanna White pose.
Here's one, and a wad came off too.
Here, let me grab the. For the wads in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, we can bring the wheelbarrow over here. So here's the largest one that was in the kiln. Had my red slip dots on, and then I sprayed the blue ash glaze so that it would a little hard to dip a piece this size. And there's the bottom.
Oh, that one turned out nice.
Toasted.
Yeah. The signature marks. No, not quite.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Blue with red slip. See the drips.
I love how the ash hit that spot right there. It really melted the black slip under this clear glaze. That's that clear glaze with the black slip under it. Yeah, we'll probably take the shelf out for a moment. Yeah, sometimes we got a bunch of salt with it.
All right, we're gonna have to take one of the shelves out. We had some pots that are stuck to the shelves. They had a lot of salt residue. Here's a tumbler. Once he cleans that up, it'll look really nice. Thank you. All right, so there's a coffee mug. This was also on this really salted shelf. I forgot to show you guys this cute little design here on this one.
Normally I don't put platter bowls right up front, but I had a couple left over that
That
I
one turned out
knew
good.
with this clear glaze and that slip work would really nice. I also put a little bit of light blue glass in the bottom. So
Yeah. I don't need any more.
Kate gave us a good lecture yesterday on the hands.
Oh, yes.
People who like
Yeah.
four fingers
Yeah.
don't have much upper body strength.
That's how I know. 3 or 4, I don't know.
But to me, it feels more cozy.
this one had the
But I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, this one.
Yes.
That's what I heard before. When you hold the whole thing.
Yeah.
Matthew says that this one had white slip on it, and so it gave it that toasted morning bread color. It's beautiful.
oh, here you go, Aaron. Here's one with the brushed on the bamboo.
There's some white slip with blue.
So that was white slip. It's not, we're gonna take the shelf out.
Inside is
Yeah, I
nice
just
platter
did
bowl.
a bamboo pattern.
And then the nice slip work on the outside.
Here's what a side-fired piece. It was in the kiln like this. So we fill seashells with wadding, and then when it comes out, we can break the seashells and the wadding off. The seashells basically crumble. But we'll get those off, and then I'll do some fine grinding and stuff in this area here. But it allows you to have a piece with drips that are going all different directions coming down.
Look at the back.
And then you got little bubbles where the glaze started to drip but didn't drip all the way. So.
All right, this is Matthew's new bamboo design on the coffee mug. Looks nice.
Here's another side-fired piece. It's like this. You can see dripping green here.
So here's the bamboo design that I did, but I did all the design with white slip on the raw clay. So I just use the slip bottle to do and make it to try to accentuate the joints of the bamboo, and then do the leaves. Just trying out some new things. Did you do that? So those are the ones that I put in greenware too. So that was.
Gonna do that some more.
I like this.
That is cool.
This nice little
Salt
salt drip. Not glazed, just salt. And very nice planter though.
Yep. We have a lot of little planters in this one.
And here's the white slip bamboo design, but I put my clear glaze that I have over top of it. Yeah.
Wrong
What?
handle for what? Wrong handle.
Yeah, small handle.
We're talking about handle problems.
Yeah, you can cut. Yeah, the problem is getting stuff.
Some with a white slip design.
Still got a lot of ash on that one
Did,
side.
yeah. It's like, it turns super metallic there. The light isn't. Yeah, there you go. There's another one. Got the same metallic sheen.
I thought they were good, to be quite honest, I really did.
All right, we got some blue over the white slip. Made the blue turn out really bright on this one.
Here's another
This one was right up at the firebox, so
bamboo
had a lot
rock
of
clay.
ash come out of it. Try to get it over here.
Converted to what?
Doing rock.
I want an egg-shaped
Oh,
mug with a 7 on the bottom.
I do
Okay,
it all.
let me look for some egg-shaped
Here's
mugs.
a cool difference to see. That's the blue, same blue over white slip, and just
How many
rock
cubic?
clay.
How many
It's brighter
cubic
than
feet
blue.
is the kiln?
Probably 150 cubic feet of stacking space.
150 cubic feet of stacking space. It's about 20
Yeah,
feet
that's
long,
interesting.
about 5 feet wide across.
So these are the same clay and the same glaze and the same slip dots here. Just turned out different color.
But the one has
Oh.
white slip on it.
Oh, this one has white slip on it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. This one has white slip on it and this one is just raw clay.
Yeah, that. You want to clear over that.
It's another one with a sort of
That had
bamboo white slip texture, and then the oyster bottom,
Yeah.
and then like a feather.
Yeah. I think I'd have to put that farther back for that to survive. That was the bamboo design.
Yeah, was this one drawn on or painted on?
That one was with the slip bottle, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the top is a little bit different.
These are the white slip with the bamboo, which Matt was saying it destroyed it.
Or the
So-
clear glaze.
Oh, clear glaze over the bamboo design. Kind of destroyed the design.
I think because it was right up front.
Yeah. Well, now you know.
Looks like all the blue turned out pretty good in this one. And Matt was saying he put clear glaze over the top of this. It did have a design on it, but it really pretty much got bleached out by being so close
And then I sprayed
to the front of the kiln
overall.
where the firebox is.
Yeah. So it's just the white bottles.
This one was also close, but There was a design on there, but
Just
now it just
I
looks
don't
like
know.
splashes of brown paint.
I don't know where in the world we would have gotten ashes.
So this is his white slip
Not like it's
that he dipped down to about here, or the white glaze rather, that he dipped to here, and it gives it this almost like crystals inside where it's a little thicker as it started to run. It's really great. I like how it collected here. It's not all the way around, but collected toward the bottom.
I'm trying to pull these off the shelf.
All right, somebody asked about the egg-shaped mug. Here's one of them. We also have some blue ones coming out here in a minute. Egg-shaped with number 7 on the bottom. This was really up close, so it got hammered with salt. And
I'm really glad you think that extension that fingers on the station.
Yeah, it really helps them keep them from cracking.
It's like a screwed line texture.
Oh yeah. Okay, so there's the clear over top of the stripes.
There's like a metallic where the iron came through. Here's one with vertical white slip stripes and darker dots.
I don't have any.
all right. We have some planters that came out bright blue. Various sizes. Here's one of the smaller ones. This one turned out so cool.
Here's what Rutio blue looks like right up front. Oh, do I need to move boards?
We're getting close.
Yeah, we've got one full.
Here's what the Rutio blue does right up
Turned
front.
out. Look at that little purple.
Kind of wild.
That was done.
Yeah.
There's another blue planter.
There were 10 planters on that one board.
These make great little gifts.
Oh, did you count? Oh, that's
We're getting ready to fill this.
There's another planter with the blue.
The red slip dots.
Yeah, the glaze runs around the red slip dots all the way around.
Are you on there?
And here's a squared one in the same sort of pattern. Similar slip dots.
It's a good shade. Oh, swirly mug. Some slip on it.
I love that texture.
This mug turned out really pretty. That'll hold a lot of coffee.
Yeah, that's the front. Well,
Good. A good amount of
yeah,
these,
see
this
right
shape
here,
this time.
over here, see? So the salt made its way through and hit that side more. Because even though we put boards with salt on behind that, it was being pulled backwards.
Yeah.
So you go for the salt. Yeah, you can always tell, see how the drips are more right there in the backside.
Yeah.
Yeah, color and texture. Is
These are similar to what I've been showing.
juicy blue.
Matt was saying that the drips happen more when they're toward the front, so that when the salt comes through, it pushes things down as the chemistry changes. You could see like two different layers too. There's these drips and then these bluer drips toward the top.
Yeah, Sandy said, I'm understanding more of Matthew's anxiety as we see all this work. Yeah, Sandy, you're right. It takes months of prep work to fire this kiln. So you're exactly right about the anxiety. That's why we're taking our time unloading. Usually if we have a group of people here and everybody's rushing and trying to unload everything, Matthew really doesn't get to enjoy seeing all the pieces that took months in advance for this moment. So not including all the wood prep work, chainsawing all the wood pieces all the slabs that have to be used for the firing.
Beautiful color. No. Sorry, y'all haven't seen me. I'm in there just like enjoying the moment.
Is there a grate or brick structure set up after load in the firebox?
No, I don't do any kind of structure inside the firebox. It's just that floor there, and we start putting wood in. So, what?
I was in the bottom one.
Well, sorry you don't like the dripping pattern, but there'll be ones in here that don't have drips.
That's what we do.
That's
Usually
if
the
you
ash
have
and
if you have
salt.
if you fire a wood kiln, you're gonna
You
get
can't
drips
control it.
because wood ash and salt will cause drips. So. Oh yeah, see this? I actually meant to put rutile on these because that pattern I normally do rutile on.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it broke. It's crazy. Like
the glaze ran through it. Yeah.
So the Glaze made like music notes on this one, because he usually puts this pattern with this particular slip with a different glaze, and it creates these 8 notes looking things.
Something that would.
There's when his signature came through really well.
All right, we have some green on these mugs with the swirl pattern. We're about to be pulling out some soup mugs. These go really fast at the kiln openings. People love these with the little handles.
Yeah, you got some decent clay when it can survive right there. Probably work,
Andrew has the planter trays, but they actually work pretty good for my kids to eat off of.
It's like a sandwich plate.
It looks like, yeah, it's a good little plate for my kids. All right, here's another blue with
But it
the
has a little
red
bit different color than
slip
the
dots.
medium. Getting- Oh, really? Well, they don't make it that often.
Yeah.
I better get my order in for
Yes. Okay.
So this is something I love to see. See this little rivulet look all right in this area here. That's from the salt and wood ash hitting that part of the mug. and causing the glaze to kind of like rivulet like that. Because you can see back here, I did the same thing I did on this side as far as glazing. I dipped it in the blue glaze and then I sprayed an ash glaze as a transition, but just the wood ash and the salt from the kiln caused that extra pattern there, and that's not something you can control. You just get to enjoy it here and there from the kiln. Look at that right there.
All right, we're getting to the soup mug
Can you put these boards up?
Yeah, you count
stack,
them.
and we also have the apple pie for twos. Well, we call them apple pie for twos because they have a little recipe that goes with these. You can also do brie or a little quiche, any kind of little pie or casserole.
Just the full mugs.
Yeah.
It's probably a good demonstration of just what different placement in the kiln does. Let's see if I can get the colors right. So the one in my right hand, this one is a little grayer, and then this one here turned brown just because of different placement.
Lots of soup mugs coming out.
Because it's the white slip, it doesn't flatten out.
Depends on who you ask. There's another one of the bamboo with the white slip.
There's some more egg
Yeah, and then
mugs.
the egg-shaped ones. I've got a couple of those. My hand right there.
Here's another one where Matt's lines turned into like eighth notes. You'd see where the slip started to break as well. Not like that it's not covering, but it starts to run in different directions with the salt.
Yeah, like, because you doesn't have that
Right, Matt was saying this mug was pretty well insulated on the shelf between pots because there's no sign of ash that hit it. Alright, here's another one of these shapes. I use one of these inside for my morning coffee. It looks huge on the video, but it actually holds 12 ounces of coffee, 4 ounces of almond milk, 2 scoops of protein powder, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, and 1 tablespoon of honey, if you want to know what I put in mine. So it actually holds a lot.
Okay. Couple more soup mugs.
Stack these actually. Sorry, now I'm messing with your counting, right?
I can just mark that one out.
Okay.
Because it's significantly lower than the rest.
Yeah, you don't need to count ornaments, by the
Yeah,
way.
David, you need an apple pie for 2. I can't believe you don't have one yet.
Did you count this board yet?
We have a recipe that goes in that too.
Negative. Unless Aaron.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Here, let's get this shelf out.
All right.
They want gloves.
Okay.
Already got a shard in my finger, but it was
Cut my
very
thumb
small.
already, too. I cut my thumb.
Yeah, there's get this shelf out.
Alright, let me get up.
The stacking shelf we shouldn't have to worry about right now, but if we can try to grab I'm not sure what happened, but something. We'll figure this out later.
Fusion happened.
Yeah. Yeah, but like there's
Yeah, no, I know.
nothing like I think something could be wrong with that. Nothing. I know. It melted all the way through. I don't know. It's
Very strange.
let's not. Aaron, if you want to
Yes.
come hold this stocking shelf while, or actually Andrew, you can probably hold it while I get the shelf. Here, I'll move all the clean shelves.
Should we put bricks over here as well?
Yeah, we need to kind of post a little better because we were sorting through. Some of those are brand new, no, they're new. That can go everywhere. Yeah, Andrew, if you want to start sorting that pile of posts.
I don't know what the wadding is made of.
Yeah, the wadding, the clay that we put on the bottom of the pots is a mixture of sand, alumina, fire clay, and kaolin, or EPK. So we just do a mixture of that by parts. It allows the pot to be elevated and all the shelves have spacers in between them, and it doesn't stick as much as clay would.
Yeah, each piece has 3 pieces of wadding on the bottom, and then it sits on the shelf like that so it doesn't stick. Well, it's supposed to not stick, but we had a little salt residue on some of the shelves, so we have some pots that are really stuck. We'll have to grind those off.
Oh.
That's why we moved most of the pots. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yep.
Tanya, we're gonna clean that shelf. It'll be fine once it's cleaned up. Each shelf gets cleaned in between firings, and thankfully we have, usually David Meyer comes and does that. He's the master of the shelf cleaning.
What?
David Meyer, the master of the shelf cleaning.
Hey, Andrew's probably gonna do a fair.
Oh, Andrew, he's gonna become the new master. Ooh, some bloating on that.
Yeah, have to be careful because these wads are gonna be stuck.
Yep.
Grind them. Put those.
All right, I've got a lot of, there's some salt residue down in there. Good amount of soup mugs this time. Usually we sell a lot of those in the fall, but what?
I didn't even take a picture in the front before we started unloading.
Oh, yeah, you did. You did yesterday.
No, I mean, like with me.
Oh, right.
Can I borrow your camera to
Yep.
just take a picture of this stack?
You wanna get in?
No, just a picture of the stack. So I made these out of the also. Yeah.
David said he'll pass the shelf torch. Andrew. Oh, no, I don't know if Andrew's excited about that or not.
It'd be neat to show Andrew. Oh, well, here, I can do it. You can just grab a couple. I'm going to show the difference between the one of the mugs up front.
We're counting as we go. We were estimating around between 700 and 800 pieces in this
I thought
kiln
that
firing.
this would be neat to show. So this one was in the front stack on the back side of the shelf near the bottom. This one was glazed the exact same way, made out of the same clay on the top of the second stack. So you can see some similarity, like there's where the ash hit it, but you can see just the raw clay itself has a different sheen and a different texture. So just like I said, from one stack to the next, and the height difference as far as where the heat and the salt.
All right, David and Angie, we finally got to a piece of yours. Here's David and Angie Meyer.
Yeah, this was at the front of the kiln. That was the front, and then this is what happened on the back.
Oh yeah, the
It's
rutile.
crazy.
It looks like it's.
Sea life.
Yeah.
Looks like it was rutile blue, right?
I think it was rutile, and then he might have dipped the
Oh, yeah, the
darker
top.
blue on top.
Yeah.
That's what it
Look
looks
at
like.
that. Look at all
That
the
is cool.
sea life. It's nice with those colors.
Waterfall.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
In this firing, we had a few potters. We had Aaron, we had Andrew, David and Angie. We had Liz from Oregon. We had Mike from Ohio.
Yeah.
We had, who else came?
Casey
Oh
and
yeah,
Corey.
yeah. Sorry. Oh, duh. Corey. Sorry, buddy. Corey came all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada. We had Casey. He's in here in North Carolina. He came from Mebane or Durham area. Was that it?
I think so.
Is that all of it?
Nice job.
Nice jar. I have my flour in one of those inside the house. Fancy flour jar.
You can set this in the yard.
I got my sugar in another one.
Oh, that was good.
Huh? What?
Here's another example of that rutile run. So this was probably toward the front, and that was the back. Yeah. On the jar that it goes with. I got this.
What was that?
There's a star pattern.
This red slip
Red
under.
slip.
The mat under the handle mixed with
Oh, there's
this
one of those too.
waterfall blue.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you get drips going there on that.
All right. Matt's been doing this shape for the crystalline that he's been working on, but he did a few shapes like this for the wood kiln. Has the star pattern with the red slip. Kind of a funky design.
There's one same shape that I did with just a clear glaze. It's got a four-pointed kind of star pattern, looking from the top down.
This one's a planter that Matthew glazed upside down. And it's got that rutile blue on it with the red slip. And it turns, I don't know if you guys can see that. All the beautiful colors.
So that's the red slip on the rutile. The rutile, if it's not thick enough, sometimes it'll go more.
The one that we did first.
Yeah, they're on the
Yeah.
I think this.
It's the star top pattern.
That's strong.
We got this white out of the rutile. At a certain temperature, this is pretty high. It's got shell buttons.
So if you're worrying about crystalline glazes, here's one with kind of a microcrystalline look. This is a strontium crystal magic and green tea combination. And then I also have an ash glaze on that has rutile in it. So you get all the microcrystals from the rutile, from the strontium. That's pretty
Turned out really
sweet.
nice. Oh yeah, there's Corey. Sorry, Corey. We didn't forget about you. Corey, you need to come back for some pie.
Yeah, so that was just the iron slip for the red slip.
So he has a swirled texture. I can feel it, but it's just blue rutile, and it caught the blue on the back side. See, this is what the front would have looked like. So where the door is would have been the side of the door, and this would be the back. It gets this waterfall run with the catching the blue on the spiral.
All right. Let me hold this one back a little bit. A little magnolia flower design on top of there. Red slip with the white slip dots.
So this one is the microcrystalline strontium and Norse blue by Mako. So this was facing towards the front, and then this is facing towards the back.
Matt says this is a pot.
It's a what?
This is a pot, and we're not sure what's happened here.
don't know
It's
what
not
it
wrong.
is.
We just don't know what it is. So
Here's one of my two-part vases.
Whose teapot? Is that Aaron's?
That's Liz.
Oh, Liz? Yeah.
So I made this a 6-pound base and a 3-pound top.
Hold it.
How do you not want to keep them all? I do.
Yeah.
I just have bills to pay.
We have 3 children to feed. All right, Liz was one of the artists who joined us for this firing. Look at her little teapot.
She's probably watching.
Hey, are you watching, Liz? If you are. Oh, yeah, there you are. Hey. She said, that's my teapot. Here, let me hold it up so you can see it.
Let's see if the lid comes off.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that yet. I was just trying to
Yep.
give it a moment.
Look at that.
Look at that. Liz, it turned out adorable. all the way from Oregon. Check it out. Liz, I like your style.
The one that I made on Instagram reel where I did the 3 parts where I twisted the video in
I'm
between
gonna try to.
the sections.
There's where the wads were. Oh yeah, there's Mike. Hey Mike.
I love how it.
All right, we're gonna set this carefully on the shelf.
But if it's in the middle, the kiln starts to go.
Hey, Mike,
up top,
where would
it
you-
starts to do this
Where do
loaded
we put
element
Liz's
with it.
stuff, Matt? Over here?
You can just make a pile somewhere that's a pile, a
Not
stack.
a pile. A
So
safe-
if you follow me
safe
on
space.
Instagram, I did a reel not too long ago where I showed throwing a pod in 3 sections, and in between the transitions between the sections, I like twisted the video. This was that pod, if you remember it, and if you don't, you can go back on my Instagram. Maybe I'll repost some of those reels with the finished piece. I'll kind of show the finished piece. That'd be a good idea to do. So this is a red slip underneath my soft blue, and then it changes from dark to light blue depending on where it is in the kiln.
These are Mike's pieces. Turned out really nice.
Oh yeah, that's like, I think they put
Aaron, are these yours?
something over top of the white.
No, those are Liz as well.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are Mike's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These turned out great. All right, Liz. You are gonna love this. It's so cute. All right, so this is a jar that Liz made. Like I was saying, Liz joined us from Oregon. She came down from Oregon this time to fire with us. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on it just a second. Let me grab the wads off. It's got a little salt residue on the bottom, but we can clean that up. A little glaze. There's the inside of her jar. Some Utensil blue. All right, hold on. I'm gonna take these little wads off first. Oh wait, let me show you the lid really quick. So here's the lid to this jar that Liz made. Looks so cool. All right, here's the inside of your lid, and here's the full effect. Okay. So she has some cool leaf designs on the bottom. All right, that looks so good. There's another one like that too coming out.
I think there's 2 more.
Oh, 2 more, okay.
There's another one, Mike.
We'll put it over here.
It looks nice. Looking good.
All right, so I did a couple pieces in here where I acted like they were crystalline, so I glued a pedestal to them, put them in a tray. This was glazed in Strontium Crystal Magic and green tea from Mako. And so now I should be able to get that get the pedestal off and the tray, and then clean up the bottom. But that is pretty wild. So, I don't know. Cool. There we go.
All right, Liz, here's another one of your jars. That one's the larger one. That turned out nice.
Oh, I chipped out the bottom doing it that way. Oh well. So I tapped it on the edge, so it did pop loose, but it did take just a little bitty chunk in that one spot, but I'll clean that up.
Here's the jar. The white slip and dots. Very cool.
All right, Mike, here's one of your vases. Mike joined us from Ohio this time. jar, I believe, that Liz had in the kiln. Some nice drips on that one. I'm gonna take these wads off the lid here in just a second.
Yeah. 15.
Feels like it's stuck. I'll just have Matt do that.
Here's an azurite.
The Mako glaze.
It's a Mako glaze. This one's like, I don't know, midnight colored or something. It's,
Yeah. Oh wow, that's kind of wild.
All right, here's a Casey Anderson piece. Casey joined us for this firing. I don't know if you're watching, Casey. You might be at work today. Casey's a nurse. All right, and we
Here's another sea
have.
life vase from
Oh, here's another Mike piece. Mike from Ohio. That one turned out cool. I have another one I'll show you in just a second.
it's another piece from Angie and David. Your waterfall texture from the Rutile.
Ooh, more sea life.
But it
But
probably
it did with the bottom as well. I didn't notice it was texture on the bottom. Where the wadding was right on the scallop shell.
All right, here's the other one we just pulled out that Mike made. Got your initials on the bottom.
No, the mug's here and the thing's back there. The shockwave of the mug exploding, you're saying? Or of the thing rolling? I didn't say it was your fault, I just said it caused it.
I'm just saying.
You're just clarifying.
I'm just clarifying.
Oh, yeah, of the salt.
If you want to dump the wads in the wheelbarrow and then make a new stack of this shell.
Well, that'll be all right.
Yeah, right. It'll be all right.
That's that. I don't know. It fell over against my planter.
You wanna show this one, dude?
You can do it. We put white glaze inside of the carving.
All right. Here is Matthew, new funky vase design, and he was saying he used the diamond core tools to do the carving design, but then painted the inside with the white glaze. That one turned out nice. Let's see.
Whoops. That wad fell off mid-firing and stuck to the glaze. Excuse me. I think that has something crystal magic and then azurite. Yes, it did.
Ooh, funky blue.
Andrew might get that one as a gift because
Funky
He
blue.
doesn't
he
have
glazed
it
it
yet.
in
Oh,
and
you
the wad
glazed
fell
it?
off.
So this one has
I'm not saying
the
he wadded it. I'm just saying.
Strontium crystal magic on the top here and around the rim, and then the Mako azurite.
I think we were
As
doing
well.
an experiment with
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
But one of the wads fell off mid-firing and is stuck in the glaze. But it turned out really pretty. You can see all the microcrystals right here and right around the rim and on that lid. Right there too.
All right, some of my favorite new little cups that Matt's been doing is this shape right here, where he turns them a little thicker, and then he uses the diamond core tools for the carving design. Those look really fun. And here's another one where he did some white slip dots in between the carving. All right, this mug has a little kiss.
Getting a little extra.
It fell over to the large planter and they decided to kiss each other during the firing, so we have some little marks from that.
Oh, kiln kiss.
Kiln kiss. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, everybody's stuff turned out awesome. Right, super interesting runs on this
One up there and one in your hand.
on this mug here.
Couple of planters. They were sitting right beside each other.
Plant, these are the first
Flat roll.
one of the first powder bowl.
All right. Are you ready? So that would be a peacock platter bowl, and then I took diamond core tools and carved into the rim, and I put a little bit of the blue down into the carving as well.
I don't know if the wad covered up the signature, but
I think that's Casey's.
Casey's.
Pretty sure.
All right,
And
Kate,
that's my.
Mike, we know this one's yours because it has your M's on the bottom. So there's one of your pieces, Mike. Turned out fun. All right, and then we think this is Casey's. The wadding may have covered up your signature, but when we get the wads off, we will look.
Oh, it's because
Ah,
it's
it turned out
swirl on the
nice.
bottom of the clay.
Ash hit it a little bit on the side there. Mars bowl, yeah. That does look like a Mars bowl.
Here's a smaller platter bowl. And it's got, let's see if I can get rid of the glare. You can see where the drips came down and filled in his spiral. It creates a spiral of drips, like a creek. Very pretty.
Whoa, what was that?
All right, Casey, here's another little vase. This was made by Casey Anderson. Matthew started making some little votive holders. Oops, let me try to get the lighting. There we go. It turned out nice. Let's put a little votive candle down there.
Do the same thing. Yeah.
This smaller platter bowl did the same thing, but it has the places where he put tiny beads or marbles, and it's got the swirl. And here's a carved cup.
Yeah.
That one's cool.
So I counted these two. Yeah.
All right. This little shape bowl was originally made. We had some orders for dog food bowls and water bowls. Fancy dog
Got
food
your,
bowl, huh?
Okay, so
Cups in there.
So
Or
this could be used for a human too, but originally made for a dog.
there we go. Yes.
All right, here's some
This
more
one's counted and this one's counted.
of the new
Almost
style
almost.
small cups
Almost.
with the carving. Oh, those are Andrew's. Andrew
yeah.
made those.
Yeah.
Check out Andrew's little cups.
Andrew's
Turned out awesome.
Yeah. I like the design.
Oh,
on
that
one.
design looks nice.
Yeah.
That shape too, I like this.
Sorry, I forget.
Oh yeah,
there's
and
two.
yeah, there's two.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bad about that. I'm used to there only being one, and there's two now. It's a lot to keep up with. All right. And this one we can probably fit one more.
All right, here's some apple pie for two glazed with the white slip in the inside. Salt on the
I
outside.
guess we could put the wheelbarrow on the side that we're.
And the baking dishes.
Whatever, it's here now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me what you've already counted.
I've already counted these three right here.
Oh, your alarm's going off.
I'm trying to see.
All right, Matt, we need some shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to make sure they're counted and not moved.
You can have all four of these. I have not counted this one yet.
Two bowls. A couple of
Okay, you
little
can have them all now.
votives.
Right, you wanna talk about this one?
That's useful.
That was convenient.
Has a clear glaze. I must have forgot the glass.
And then you're
All
gonna
right, this
forget
is a
that's
clear
there.
glaze.
I can only live in the washing
I
machine.
Platter bowl carved with the red slip dots.
Can you forget for glass rocks?
Yep. He forgot to put, he was just saying he forgot to put glass in the bottom. Normally we put glass right there and it melts, and either way, it's still really pretty.
There you are.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Like a bowl. Like air in the pottery shell.
The orders come up fine.
That was shit, that's the only information.
Oh, right. Okay, so got what you're saying.
I don't even have enough facility weight because they all messing up.
Are they working?
Altered bowls again, and then some more planter platters, planter plates.
Alright, we're gonna have quite a few apple pie for twos with the spring kiln opening.
Could be the weekend after Easter.
Oh, yep, the weekend after Easter, which is 22nd, is that
Yeah,
22nd, 23rd, and 24th of April. The celebration of spring here in Seagrove is a studio tour. There's 42 potters participating this year, and that weekend will be April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. You can tour the Seagrove area and go to each individual shop, see their setup, see how they do things. Some will be doing demonstrations, and some are going to be having their kiln openings at the same time. Here we will be doing that here at Matthew Kelly Pottery. We're going to have our wood firing number 7 kiln opening in conjunction with the celebration of spring.
Here's Casey's bonsai pot.
Oh. That's one of the bonsai pot too because I had a hole in the bottom. All right, these are Casey's bonsai pots. Here's another one. They look good. Made by Casey Anderson.
Wow. Wow. Yes, from being right on the floor.
All right, these were right at the floor during the firing. So there's quite a bit of heavy salt and ash. So these are utensil holders. Nice blue on those. Make a really pretty addition to your kitchen. Also a little piece of artwork to hold your kitchen utensils.
So I have 2 of these, and this is what the back looks like. That's what happens with the salt and heat from the front. Blurs it down. So it was that pattern, but that's what the salt and heat did. Kind of like it.
Some of the new pattern I played around with doing some horizontal lines. These got blurred quite a bit because it was white, red, and black slip lines. Just where it was sitting, it got pretty blasted with heat and salt.
Yeah, look at this one. Still got the ashes still.
Oh yeah.
What? If you're gonna blow into it. All right, we have some pictures that are sitting on the floor. So they got hit pretty good with some ash. There's the blue one. Turned out really pretty.
Is that Star White?
And here is another picture.
At this point, I don't know. Yes, it could be.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
The inside of that looks like it was glazed. Is that Rutile blue on the inside of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And on the outside.
Outside top.
Just got so
It got-
hot that it
yeah,
turned
it-
brown.
This one got so hot it was glazed Rutile blue. But it turned brown. All right,
One of
that
my-
shape looks cool.
All skinny shapes. Yeah, I don't like that it showed up where I joined it.
So critical. There are these mugs. They're right beside each other. They have the patterned dots on the top.
If you saw my reel of pouring clear glaze over a bottle like this is that bottle. So this had white, black, and red slip lines, and then I covered it in clear glaze. And it was also fired inside the planter that's up on the top there, so it was actually kind of like up to here. You couldn't even see it, but one wad still stuck. But You can probably kind of see if I get close enough. Had white, black, and red slip. So you can see a bit more of an iron red in the red slip than the black. It might not come through on camera, but yeah.
That's nice.
All right. I think this was made by David or Angie. I don't know which one, but a little sphere.
Oh, man.
And I think they usually sometimes put a little candle here or little fairy lights. So that was made by David and Angie.
So here's two more of, on the porcelain. This is another one that had strontium crystal magic and green tea. And then this one
How do you prevent warping?
had strontium crystal magic and Norse blue. Look at that. So that's how it's supposed to work.
You want to talk about how you prevent warping? Yeah, really.
Right. Guess I'll get the torch.
Oh, yeah. There's Casey. Casey's on. He's on the Instagram.
The other thing you can do normally with crystalline is take a torch.
Let me move.
I'm not gonna do it standing here because this might fall, but torch right around the base there and you'll hear it crack and then you can pop it loose. So I'm gonna do that over here because I'm not gonna be holding it up in the air while I do it.
There's no adventure in that.
Yeah.
Here's some pasta bowls. Isn't that what you're calling these, Matthew? Salad plates, pasta bowls.
Yes. Well, yeah, I believe that.
Okay. Small, shallow bowl plate thing.
You look good on camera, Andrew.
It's a wonder.
All right, yeah, so like Andrew was saying, Matthew's calling these pasta bowls. This is basically a beautiful piece of artwork that you would eat pasta out of, really. But honestly, if you like it, you can eat whatever you want out of it. And
Dang, it's not going off.
here's another peacock. It's got some ashes in there. So he did some carving around the edges, some glass beads where the points are. So that looks really nice. Matt's over here still trying to torch this thing. Oh, it's starting to come loose.
Yeah,
Here's another pasta bowl.
I'll try that again in a little bit.
And then we're testing some plate shapes with feet.
That one worked for sure.
And this one warped. So
Oh, yeah.
we're trying to make plates not warp in a wood
Use
kiln.
that inside the house.
Just put pads on the bottom or something.
Try to get these big ones out, Matt?
Yep.
No, you're good.
bigger was it?
You haven't counted these, have you?
Negative.
The first of the large planters. That's where the mug was stuck right there, but that'll clean up.
Kiln kiss.
Oh, the new crap.
This one didn't warp as bad. That shape that you were talking about.
Yeah,
Seems to be a little flatter.
you threw that one a little flat.
Yep.
Didn't look as bad.
So here's the new, oh yeah, thank you. The new, one of the new shapes he was working on for the dinnerware. And it didn't work as bad, but. Oh, Matt had 2 pots in one.
It didn't fall over either. I was like,
So there's that. Almost metallic
you would have probably
sheen.
broken that one before I broke this. Yeah.
All right, Cynthia, I'm trying to figure out which pot you were just talking about.
Another planter.
Oh yeah. Tell Aaron seeing lots of those signature series. That's right, David. Hey, David, we're
your mouth
getting.
shut, David.
Oh, Rick. Yeah, there's Rich. He loves the large planter. He's the planter guy. It looks really pretty. David, we're getting close to the sphere. There was a sphere that fell over from in the firing onto one of the. What was it? What did it fall onto? The stoking shelf. That's right. So we're getting close to that. We will show it to you in a minute. It's going to be stuck to that shelf like for life. So it's going to be a nice piece of artwork.
I believe this is strontium and green tea. It's got this awesome, really stray drip, followed by a bunch of disciples.
All right, we have some jars. This one's definitely earth tones. Look at all that. Salt and ash. Put the lid on it. So inside I have my sugar in one of these. Oh yeah, that turned out cute. Oh, I love those.
So this is another lidded jar, but he's got the clear on top. So probably about right in here, and then sprayed a nice ash glaze on it. Got some really nice.
Yeah, it's the first time I tried that. I have the idea. Of course, right in here, everything looks wild anyway.
Oh wow, we've got one with a splash of the retool blue that
Just another example of that waterfall rutile effect. Then being on the floor, Matthew says that these get a pretty wild atmosphere experience, and so you get these grays rather than the browns out of the ash, or the salt rather. Awesome.
This turned out, wow. This is blue. Blue, blue, blue.
Yes.
Alright. Got some of those red slip dots. And
Maybe not. Never can tell.
Retail brown. Any color?
We're admiring the way the drips come down on the handles of these jugs, being in the bottom. And there's this brown base.
Brick and stuff.
Oh, Bruce is up.
And almost fell on the plate.
This plate turned. Well, I found the sphere.
Do it right.
Yeah. I just have to get my hand out the way.
All right, we have a couple more of these little votive holders.
Let me see. I had the. Oh, okay.
This one, here, for that.
I was looking for the ones with the glaze inside the carving.
Oh, yeah. All right, here's another plate design. Matt's been working on some different dinnerware. So this one did not warp. Cool pattern on there.
Alright, do you want to get the shelf?
This could be a sphere coming out now.
Yeah, we're getting close. All right, David, if you're watching, we're working on getting the sphere out. And it landed on the stoking shelf. It basically rolled from the shelf onto the stoking shelf and stayed there the entire firing. So it's literally stuck for life to this thing.
We're not worthy. Only David can
Only
make a piece
David.
that rolls off the shelf and sticks to the stoking shelf
And
and doesn't go anywhere else.
So you're just gonna have to mount that somewhere.
So yeah, here's the wads that I put on it. Whoops.
So it's a little it's a little distorted.
Yeah, it's kind of broke a little.
Yeah.
But
So David will have to figure out what to do with that. He said it looks awesome.
it's hard to level a sphere.
Oh yeah. She said she likes the leopard look storage jars. Yeah, those look great. Signature series looks great.
I'm not sure the color's great, but
Yeah, you're right. That plate looks like Matt's signature.
there's some
Oh,
more
this turned out nice.
plate attempts. The color's really good. We might,
Oh,
yeah, we still got a little warping.
I'll probably use those
See,
inside.
this one's pretty flat.
That one looks nice. I like those.
Yeah, that board's not a good indicator of level. Probably work. Oh, that possible is so work.
Oh. Nice. What is it?
Yeah, it's worked all.
No, we can use it inside.
A little votive holder. That light is making it hard to see the colors. There we go. Yeah.
Nope.
started this morning, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one that I did the peacock pattern with the carving in the rim, but it's warped a little, or a lot.
Okay. If you were watching the last unloading, we had some issues with the cracks where Matt did the carving. We haven't had any cracks this time in these platters, so that was good news. How many firings a year or so do you do? Yes, this kiln is huge. We fire it 3 times a year. March, July, and October. And it usually takes Matt, and he's pretty fast with this turning, but he usually takes about 2 to 3 months turning pots for this specific firing. And in between the firings, we fire the gas kiln that we have as well.
Some more soup nugs.
Yeah, that turned out nice. Really pretty. Oh man. When did I do these? I know.
You have to make it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have one.
Right, this was an order for a lady in town. Turned out really nice. Let's see. There's another peacock. Small platter bowl. Yeah, we don't really get a lot of reds in this firing, John, because it's hard for the reds to come out with the salt. A lot of times they get bleached out. We use our gas kiln for the reds. Oh, Leah, thanks for joining, and all your art students. Oh, it's 4 in the afternoon.
From Sweden.
Yep. Okay, so Leah and her art students from Sweden have been joining us today, but it's now 4 in the afternoon, and they're going home. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Couple more peacock platter bowls. And that was, yeah, as far as the red that I do is copper red, which has to have pretty consistent reduction atmosphere, which is hard to do with wood as your fuel source. So we do that in the gas kiln because you have a constant fuel source with the gas.
Got some more votive holders. small creamer.
Yeah, that one's for an order.
For what?
For an order.
This creamer he was saying is for an order.
You won't notice anything wrong.
Yeah. Some more soup mugs.
That's a pirate soup mug.
What?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That one soup mug was warped. So it's a pirate soup mug because if you got one eye closed, you can't tell it's warped. Your depth perception is off. It's like, yeah, it's it's round. Can't you tell?
I don't know if a pirate can hold a soup mug and also a hook.
Oh, right. Well, it's just sitting on his table.
Okay.
He's not holding it. He doesn't really need the handle.
Coming out.
I love that part of the
All right, David and Angie.
Lego movie.
Yeah.
So we have some flower vases made by David and Angie,
Okay, yeah.
glazed with Rutile blue.
Talking about the plan to go in and
This one has a flower design.
something's hard. And he's like, no, wiping your butt with a hook for a hand be hard. This be impossible.
All right, here's another one of David and Angie's designs with the sea life. And a smaller one. So David and Angie do pottery together as a hobby. David is retired military, so thank you for your service, David, and we always love to have you here.
Is that a frog? The others are snails, that's a frog. Yeah.
Right, here's a jar.
3 drips again.
This one. This one.
Oh yeah, way down.
Let me see if I can find him. No, I have to go inside and get it.
We're back. Here's a jar.
So this is still pieces from the floor. This is the back side of the middle stack. So a lot more ash and salt gets on these because the main heat, it pulls through the bottom of the kiln more than the top. But this had my an Alberta blue ash glaze. So the recipe on this ash glaze is actually not have wood ashes in it, but most people still call it an ash glaze. So whiting is the flux. Had white slip dots. I did my white glaze on the inside of that. And then this one had my white. Did you, Andrew, when you mix that white, you didn't add any roots yet, did you?
I don't think so.
Look at that. Because it used to be yellow. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It'd be way more yellow than that. But that's crazy. Anyway, so that was carved and had my white glaze. the original recipe for this white had rutile in it, and I took the rutile out so it would be more white. That's the reason I was asking. I fluted the bottom of that vase as well, so you'd get a cool effect.
Really beautiful jar. Just chaotic drippage everywhere. Really like the top.
It's not red. The top is. Yes.
Where glass don't come
Right.
Another jar. White dots on the body and the lid. And it drips.
I'm wondering if I should break it loose and then put a new one in or leave it. But it's gonna get worse and worse the longer I leave it. Yep.
That's unfortunate.
That's okay.
I'd
I'd rather do that and get it out of it.
Yeah. How are you gonna get the rest of it out there? Because you're gonna put a new one in, don't you?
Yeah, well, I can probably grab the top of it with the pliers
Oh,
and
sure.
try to wriggle it out. Green tea. But yeah.
Vase with drips.
Get 'em plugged up.
Sorry, Elizabeth. Oh, what glaze was? I don't know which one she was talking about. What glaze was that?
Here's a picture from the back that had red slip under a rutile blue.
Are those jars ash glaze? Did you take a picture of the stack?
Nope.
Oh.
Too much in a hurry, I guess. Oh, I know, but it's too late now.
Yeah.
Here's one with the stripes that I put in the back without any glaze on the outside.
That's nice.
So you probably can't tell, like I said, the red, you can still see a little bit more of an iron red, and this one's kind of black, and then the white.
What, the green, I guess the green was on top.
Yes, an ash glaze, yep.
Alright, so we have some more of these little cups that Matt's been carving with the green.
Yeah, so that was the white silk one.
All right, this one he threw and then put white slip under it, and that's where this texture and the white colors coming through are. But it's slipped all over. So he then put rutile on the top, just over it. It gave great drips. And this white, blue, pearl blue, opal maybe. Leading drips.
Here's what the clear glaze looks like in the back of the kiln over white slip and over red slip. So it doesn't melt the slip quite as much, at least as far as the red slip. You got more of just kind of a... Yeah, you should show that off, man. Yeah. No.
Right. Got some white with blue mugs. These look nice for spring. Here's some egg-shaped mugs. Matt tried to do this shape in several different glazes this time.
Yeah, it only happens on the back
So I made these.
Look at that.
Good job, Aaron! Yay! Yeah,
think
awesome.
these are both porcelain.
I think maybe next time
Carved
I'm
with the
gonna do
diamond
some
core
of this,
tools.
I should put salt
This
in the
one's got a
back.
nice blue
Well,
and then a blue
let's
ash
see what I
glaze,
put
and this
down
one's just got
below.
rutile, but it's
I
got a
think
nice
it's just where
surprise on the
backside is
inside.
protected
Oh, yeah,
from
look at
salt. The
that.
atmosphere is so different.
It's nice.
Look at that.
Good job, Aaron.
So that's, I wish I could get that on a whole pot.
Yeah.
So this was the back side of the neck of this vase. And that was the front side. The atmosphere is enough different on a 2.5 inch wide neck to get that on one side and that on the other. So
Here's one, another one with a bulb neck. And the same thing happens. This is the back.
Same way. Yeah.
All right. The ones in the back are still warm. Right, here's another one of the gourd-shaped vases. He did several with the stripes this time. You want to talk about this one?
That's
Similar to the same
yeah,
glaze
just
we're talking
no
about.
glaze over it. Just the,
Yeah, no glaze. Got the porcelain slip.
It's a smaller striped.
You're gonna have to show your baby mugs. Your baby mugs.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's the part where the strontium came through on the back side.
the North Blue is.
All right. Here's another cool shape. Strontium and Norse blue. Norse blue is Mako glaze.
Oh, it's salt.
Got some nice drips on there.
I'm guessing that's. How much for number 1 of number 7?
Uh-oh. We got a damaged.
Well, no, wait a minute. Is that number 1?
I don't think so, because I think you put it in the bottom, right?
Gonna be on the nose.
Should be the
Well, I
bottom
can't see
right.
it because it's covered with. flooding in Glaze. Actually, no, I don't think it is.
Yeah. Which one do you think that one was?
We're not sure.
I think that was
We
number
thought
one.
we knew, but we're not sure.
Back right.
That looks like one of Angie's.
Oh, yeah.
Stuck in the grid. Oh, she's great. Oh.
I always pick up too many things and I have too much in my hand and I can't show it all.
Oh, nice carving on
Nice
that.
carving on that one with the white slip. Or not white slip, that's white glaze.
White
Sorry.
glaze inside the carving.
This is the same thing, but that's to make a azurite in the carving. It's kind of hard. Yeah, you can kind of see it like at that angle.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. And then there's another one. The azurite. I like that one quite a lot.
Like that.
Thanks for being my extra set of hands, Danielle.
Matt
There's another
put
one.
some glass in the bottom of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that one.
That's a funky.
That one's nice. I like
That's a
that.
funky
Yeah.
carving.
Do what?
So we got
She loves that. I don't know.
Oh, you need the iPad charger now?
Yeah. Those horizontal stripes really suit the tall vases. 1960s retro. So true.
That's right. Go on.
All right, thanks for joining us, guys.
About the coolest spot.
Taking our time today if you were just joining us. I was saying earlier that it takes months to prepare for a firing like this when you're doing, turning all the pots for it, and then you're cutting all the wood, getting everything prepared. So we're letting Matt just take his time and look at every piece. So we appreciate you guys joining us today.
And then there's some more of that.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah. That's nice. No, you're good. And this one's got a big salt drip on it.
Alright, I'll go get the iPad charger.
I threw these plates. We're trying the different feet to get something flat. It didn't work. I have my cat step on the middle of my plates because he stepped on the first one that I threw with the wheel that I have. And so now he steps on all my plates because he made his bed and he lies in it now.
While you're playing Plinko. You go down the
Yep.
shelf. Yeah, they put red slip on it. So.
Mike, here's another one of your Mars moon. Balls. That one turned out really nice. I like that one. And then I threw this mug with the
That's cool.
azurite and the strontium crystal magic in it. You can see the nice little
Sparkles.
crystals, microcrystals. Yeah.
Really pretty. Ooh, those are good.
A couple of my little cups that I was testing different slip patterns with. This one's meant to be like a hand. If you're left-handed, which I'm not. This one is the one that cracked. It is.
Oh,
The
really?
glaze filled it, but it's still cracked.
That's really nice.
Ooh.
I'm gonna carve some of these with, and then put rutile on the entire piece.
You want to see this one? Nice. This one's really pretty right here. This one's all the way in the back.
Yeah.
Show how you do the button on the bottom.
Yeah. So
Dishwasher
instead of signing these, I put a little button in the bottom. Not all of them have that little hole.
hole. Yeah. All right, David. I don't know if you're still watching, but we got some David Meyer mugs here, glazed in rutile blue.
The one that was here did that too.
Nice handle. I'll show you the other ones in just a second. What? He's laughing at me? Matt, all right, Matt says you're laughing at us, David, but okay, here's another one. Okay, like I said, this is David Meyer's, glazed in rutile blue. Oh, are those all David's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He had an order for mugs.
David mugs.
My little cups, slip tests.
Yes. Well, that cracked, but it's totally filled in with glaze.
Ooh, weird. These was up.
Probably mine. One of those goes. I know this is Mike's. About 40 hours, yeah.
40 years. Well, this is like 44.
Happens Liz
9:30.
too. And have hands doing yours.
These are Mike's. That's Mike's.
All right, Liz, not sure if you're still watching. This is one of your little vases. Super cute. I think you were on Instagram, so let me hold it up to Instagram.
So I have hands for it. Sorry. Mine are not quite as big as yours. Some more.
Oh, more David mugs.
David mugs.
All right, here's Mike's bowl. This turned out really nice, Mike. All right, check that out. Was that green tea on Mike's? Aaron? Was that? Okay, well, okay. I think that's green tea.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah.
Good job on this one, Mike.
No, I think you'd even be able to tell. it
There's
in
the M's.
Ooh, I don't know the answer to that one.
Yeah, look at
Fired.
that. Isn't that pretty? Was that
That
green
one
tea
turned
on
out really
Mike's?
nice.
I have no idea.
Okay.
You'll
Well,
have
Mike,
to
if you're
tell us.
on and you can, if you remember,
It
you
looks
just
like Norse blue.
Norse blue. Okay.
Here's one of my butter balls from the very back with carving, and I filled the carving with the white glaze.
I armloads of Mike and Liz things. Liz, this Christmas ornament's pretty cool.
Oh, those are neat.
It got where the wadding was, it got 4 dots. It's pretty great. Then bowls for Mike.
These are good. All right, so this is another bowl that Mike made. Like I was saying earlier, we had several people join us for this firing. Mike is from Ohio. Came down from Ohio for a few days. Helped load, helped fire. Took actually couple shifts of firing. It took roughly around 40 hours to fire, so someone has to be here at all times putting wood into the kiln for the whole 40 hours. So we appreciate everybody that helped out.
9:30 p.m. to 1:30.
9:30 p.m. on Thursday to
1:30
1:30 p.m. on Saturday. And this is Liz's bowl. Liz came from Oregon, and that turned out really pretty. Look at that. Love it. So Liz came from Oregon, and she also helped load and fire this time. So we appreciate your help. Love it.
They are your hands?
They are my hands.
They're not yours, they are my own.
That's it.
You're doing that old Jewel song.
Are they small? Are your hands
They
small?
are small, yes.
Sorry, if you're not old enough, you don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're showing your age. All right, cool coffee mug made by the great Matthew Kelly. Love that. Whoa, Justice. Hey David, if you're watching, the world's fastest potter is here, and he was tripping over the tripod. All right, another one of these new shapes that Matt tested out last time. I used one of these inside. Thanks, David. He likes the mug. All right, another utensil holder. David says, hi, Justice. All right, if you like to display your kitchen tools, this is a beautiful piece of art for your kitchen. Now, I have seen some people use this as a vase, but it sure does take a lot of flowers to fill that up.
So I made this mug with the moon phases on it. It's got the Mako azurite. But the way it kind of slid off these guys and fills in the background is really nice. And that blue is real pretty.
It's
It's on
midnight blue.
Midnight blue.
porcelain. So you got the nice contrast of the white and the blue.
Is
Another
Corey? Have we got him?
Small
did
top
Corey
bottle.
walk?
He didn't have anything.
Oh, he didn't have anything. He just came to slave. That's smart. Corey, I was wondering where your pots were. You basically just came to slave away, and you didn't even have any pieces in here. We had Corey Anderson join us from Las Vegas, Nevada, anesthesiologist and hobby potter. He joined us for several days. He helped load and fire. He had some of the hard shifts. He did the midnight to 6 a.m. So we appreciate that.
Had red slip dots and root teal blue. And they trailed off. Yes? If you want to be seen, you gotta go back here.
Wave at
Justice.
David. He really wants to see you. Go back there and wave at David. All right. Peter is joining us from New Zealand. All right. We also had Brazil. We had Sweden represented. I know there's some others that I probably didn't say, but thanks for joining us today, guys. It's a nice day here in North Carolina. Oh, yeah. Of course it's nice. Tumblers turned out nice. All right, we have some beautiful tumblers out of this one. That Utensil blue. Aw, I think that's Liz. Liz says, hi, Justice. I don't know your Instagram, but I'm pretty sure that's you.
I need another. Yeah.
All right, if you like to drink your beverages in style, this tumbler is for you. What a beautiful piece of artwork. Here's another tumbler. This one turned out really pretty. It's got the 3 dots where the wads were. If you hear things that sound like breaking, it's the wads going into the wheelbarrow. Sounds scary. And the new shape mug. Like I was saying earlier, this holds about 16 ounces.
Sorry, I guess I should have done that backwards. You can take that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Lots of mugs.
Oh, there's your tumbler?
These are my tumblers.
Those look great.
They're upside down. I can't hold them right side up, so.
We'll get one of those.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Here's one.
Ooh, that looks good. Those are fun shape. All right, we have some more Utensil blue that was all the way in the back of the kiln. This is one of Matthew's tumblers. I'm trying to get it, it's got a glare on it, but it's got some porcelain dots and a little slip work design. All right, here's a beautiful jar. Hold it up good enough here. Utensil blue jar. This was on the back shelf. And inside is glazed also with Utensil blue.
yeah.
Fresh box.
Fresh box. Fresh box. Oh, yeah.
It's better in the sun.
Always.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple more small jars. That one had the red slip under Utensil blue.
Oh, I did.
This one had my white glaze with the blue ash glaze over top.
This start here.
Huh?
That routine start here.
Well, the whole thing was dipped in
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Did you take this off?
I did.
Oh yeah, Mike's bowls look like watercolor landscape paintings. That's right, they do. Oh, Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining us, Marcus. Colorado. Go ahead, Amber. Sorry.
some tumblers in various colors. There's a teal one where the color came out just in the middle.
All right, we have Ontario, Canada. Yes, this is Matthew's wife, Danielle Kelly. Matthew lived in Toronto
Marcus has been
for a
here
year.
couple-
Oh,
Marcus
Marcus,
been here
yeah,
couple-
yeah, Marcus
couple
has been
times.
here. That's right. From Pennsylvania. All right, we're on the last stack here.
Yeah, it's clear. And they're not in firebox.
Oh, that turned out nice. All right, Erin is bringing out some of her hanging planters. She'll attach wire to, and then they're beautiful when they have little plants
So
in
these
them.
are going to be hanging planters. So when you fire them, you
See.
fire them upside down.
All right, so Erin made these.
Yeah. But then,
So they will hang like this. They're so cute.
thank you. I really like that one.
Wire goes into this, the holes there.
Yeah.
One's adorable.
Yeah.
Can't wait to
They
hang
turned
mine.
out nice.
More from Aaron.
Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, that shape turned out cool.
So cool.
I'm ready to hang some outside plants in these. In the kiln.
Yeah, those are nice.
All right, we got some. Oh, Michelle from Iowa. That's right, she was one. If not, I guess we'll have a lot of brown stuff inside the house.
I have a bunch of white mugs. Actually, that's just a cup. There's no handle on that.
Yeah, and that's probably Aaron's, yeah.
Is it Aaron? Oh, it is Aaron's. Yeah, so there's an Aaron cup styled and a Matthew Kelly. And these are Matthew's.
Is this the new shape you just tried? Oh, I might want to keep that.
I just made one.
Oh, this is the only shape of this mug.
I didn't really like it. So
Matt doesn't like it, but I actually love it. I might just have to keep that for myself. I mean, there's no color, but
Yeah,
I
these
just
were all
like the way
glazed in
it
rutile,
looks.
but the rutile turned brown. So
teal brown.
got a little too hot, I think.
Measure. Achievers this time. Wood.
Well, yeah, and putting. Yeah, it was really just for me.
The tea. Oh, you got some tea ones? Okay.
Just a few. Few more shelves. They're blue on the inside.
Oh yeah. So he was saying the rutile got really hot in the back of the kiln, so all the rutile turned brown, but it's actually blue on the inside.
Brown on brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's nice. You'll be able to see it because you drink your coffee, but. got 2 shelves left. Oh, look, Erin made these tiny mugs that are adorable. They're the miniature.
Yeah. And then there's even smaller,
Justice love the.
a little bigger, and a little bigger.
These are tiny, tiny mugs. You like those, Justice?
Here you go, Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Some more carved ones I did in the back. Filled in the carving with glaze.
This one is really nice. Here's also 2 platter bowls carved with the glass in the middle. I like that design.
Here's the ones that didn't have any glaze on the inside, just the carving on the raw clay.
And then this one had azurite in the carving. You can barely see it,
But it makes it.
but it makes it stand out. Yeah. It's supposed to be like dark blue.
Keep calling them bricks.
Back right one needs to come out last.
I won't do it. Oh, Andrew, this one came out cool.
That's the thing I'm doing.
Yeah, I know. Because we're supposed to be a set. Kind of.
I don't really care. So this one, because it was in a different place in the kiln, is a tumbler I threw that's different than everybody else. Probably because it was right beside where the salt would have fallen. Yep. Very cool.
Pour some salt right down there.
Yeah.
Oops, I forgot to do that over the wheel.
Watch out, Justice, it's probably shaking. All right, a couple more tumblers from the bottom.
Can you grab that one?
These are on the floor of the kiln in the back.
Yep. He said he thinks that one's from the one in
No, I was just saying it's the
Oh.
number one of number
Slip
7.
work on those.
That's all I was saying. Isn't it, Mark?
Justice, you making it?
So it's the first thing you threw for this fire.
Yeah.
This was number 1 of number 7.
Ooh.
one, number 7. So this is the first thing Matthew threw for this firing.
Yeah, once I get to it.
Okay. Alright. Some utensil holders. The white slip, got the handles on that one.
From here, sounds like these are pencil holders. That's some big pencils.
Matt said it sounded like I said pencil holders. Nope.
That's some big pencils.
Utensil holders. There's a glare on it. There we go.
You can put those on board. They'll sit good.
Okay. No, some of them are.
Especially if all the lights come off.
Let's just get something to drink out of the cooler. Oh, I forgot to show the inside. That's the Utensil blue.
What if I don't want to? You're like, get your hand up.
Ooh, those look great.
Blues.
You're gonna have a matching tumbler now. There's no back to. Oh, is it stuck?
Hi, Justice. Your shoes on.
All right. Utensil blue planter. Yeah, it turned out pretty. All right, yep. Yeah, David, this weekend is the Catawba Valley Pottery and Antiques Festival, which Matthew and I will be at. It's held at the convention center there, right off of I-40 in Hickory. All right, Alberta, Canada, Matt's Bowls, Plates.
Back to the back wall.
All right, thanks for joining us. Oh yeah, I don't know if he had soup mugs or what, but yeah, so. Sorry, Andrew, go ahead.
Wheel planters.
That part of my floor with it.
He had a pot sitting inside of this one, so that's why there are dots there. And there, a pot face down on this one, that's where there's wadding marks there.
Alright, Danielle.
Okay.
So this one was one of Andrew's cups that was in the back of the kiln and it got knocked over. And it stuck. But what's real funny is that it pulled out part of the floor. And pulled off some of the cup. Sorry, Andrew.
Sorry for the kiln.
Whoops.
Retribution tumbler.
You can see right here where it's stuck to the kiln.
Oh, we got some folks joining us from California. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
All right. First one in, last one out. There you go.
Oh, that one turned out nice.
You saw a picture on Instagram the other day, or Facebook.
Number 1 of number 7.
Well, no.
No, you
It was
did
just
one
the-
number
it was
1 of
just the-
number 7.
It was just the first one in.
Oh, first one in the.
Yeah, first one
not
I put
the
in the
first
kiln.
pot you-
Yeah. Sorry, confusion.
But you did. You just had number 1.
Yeah, and I had a planter inside of this one, so it's got little marks on the inside.
All right. Why don't you choose your favorite piece?
It's a little hard to do at this point.
I know which one mine is.
Really?
That one right there.
Uh-oh, yeah, Corey needs to get back to work. All right, we have. So David was saying yes. I Our spring kiln opening for this firing number 7 will be the last weekend in April. No, that's not the last weekend actually.
No.
It's April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th here at Matthew Kelly Pottery, which is in conjunction with the celebration of Seagrove Potter's celebration of spring. And there's 42 potters participating in Seagrove that weekend.
Yep.
So you can do studio tours.
Yep. And then, let's see, I'll probably in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll do an online sale. So stay tuned to Instagram, Facebook, and I'll put out a YouTube video as well. So I will be doing an online sale before my kiln opening sale here in person. So, and if you're a patron of mine on Patreon, you'll get a preview sale. Also, if any patrons have watched this or are watching, if you see anything, just timestamp the video on YouTube, send me a message, and you can pick something out early. But anyway,
Why don't you pick your favorite piece? Or get the blue, the large blue. Again, if you are in the Hickory area, they will be having, the last 2 years were canceled, but this year they are having the Catawba Valley Pottery and Antique Festival, which will be held at the Convention Center right there in Hickory. And Matthew will be there with pieces this weekend. How long did it take in total to make every pot for this load?
about 2 months.
Matthew usually takes about 2 months. Now that's pretty fast, mainly because he's pretty fast now. He started as a journeyman potter, and when he was 15 years old, he started as a journeyman potter for a potter in Seagrove called Holly Hill Pottery. And how many pieces did Richard make you make before you moved to a different shape?
It's like 500.
All right, you had to do 500 pieces of the exact same shape before he could move on to a different shape. He had to master that one shape, so he got pretty good at mastering shapes when he was starting at 15 years old, working in Seagrove for Holly Hill Pottery, which was owned by Richard Gilson at the time. And he's passed on now, but started Matthew out when he was 15 years old, starting him out in pottery. All right, Matt's pulling some of his favorite shapes out. Oh, you don't know. He can't decide.
It's hard
Too difficult.
at this point.
So 2 months, I think Caleb was asking that. 2 months to prepare for the actual pieces, and then how much for the wood?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's
Prepare
pretty
for
much
wood.
it. All the time in between this one and the next one, we'll be doing something to prepare. And we actually already, a couple weeks ago, already started getting some wood for the next
For
firing.
the July firing.
So it's just a continual process because the wood needs to be stacked
out.
and split and stacked, or all that to get dry and have, because when you're wood firing, having good dry wood is critical to having a good firing.
And also you have to clean the kiln in between firings. Shelves have to be cleaned, each shelf. How many shelves did you use in this firing?
I used probably about 40 shelves in this firing, I'm guessing. So all the shelves will have to be cleaned.
And
All the bricks post kiln washed. So there's a lot of preparation that goes in on the front and back end. So yeah, that was definitely the largest piece in the kiln. I don't know if it's my favorite, probably not specifically. I don't always pick like the largest as my favorite. I'll find things that are really unique. Yeah, don't try to get that off there. We're gonna leave that.
Yeah,
stuff
leave
there.
that there. That's, David's piece of artwork.
So anyway.
Oh, yeah, does your son throw? We do have 3 children, and all of them do some form of pottery work that they love. Our daughter does sculpture work, little creatures and critters. She's really good at that. Our other 2 sons turn
A little bit.
a little bit. Justice here, he turns little mugs. He likes those. And our son Josiah turns these little trays with a little holder for his chicken nuggets and his sauce. That's what he's famous for right now.
Yeah. Here, I'll grab one of those porcelain pieces.
Okay.
It's probably one of the most unique things. Here's 2 of the porcelain pieces that were very unique, just trying new things. So these were glazed and fired similar to like a crystalline, so I had glued a pedestal to the bottom and then set them in a tray. So that one had Strontium Crystal Magic and then green tea. And then I had to knock the pedestal off. And then this one was done with Strontium Crystal Magic and Norse Blue. And then I had to knock the pedestal off of it, and I'll have to grind all that up to clean it up. These are porcelain. So those are pretty unique. I played around with a lot of different things this firing, so all right, well, I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, we will, sail in person here if you're able to make it. End of April 22nd through the 24th. This coming up weekend, will be in Hickory, North Carolina. And then an online sale in between those. So in about 2 to 3 weeks. I haven't set the date yet, but if you're following me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, any of those three, I'll announce it on all those. And then you can be notified of when we're doing the online sale. So, all right, appreciate you guys, and appreciate all the support, and we'll see you next time we do any kind of video or live stream. All right, you guys have a great day.